Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. This is going to be a much delayed analysis. This was one of the pros that came to the camp, Jon Fecik. John's an athlete I've been working with for a while, and he has really gotten a lot better. His stroke's gotten a lot better. Training's gotten a lot better, and so this is kind of his analysis from the camp. So what I'll do is just let everybody watch it and watch him swim, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we'll back it up here and go to the beginning and just start to talk about it. Okay, so what you can see here is, even in the current, and I think we had to speed it up a pretty good amount for him, he's got pretty good body position in the water, so let's just slow it down a little bit. So you can see, his shoulders are up, hips are up, feet are a little low, but some of that's the endless pool with the current coming like that. But, his core is engaged. We probably need to get it engaged a little bit more, especially at the level he wants to compete at. Currently right now, Jon is, kind of that third group coming out of the water. But he's right on the cusp of making the second. And sometimes he makes the second. That's where he's trying to solidly be in that second group every time he swims. So you could see a little bit here as he comes in, rotates to breathe, and that elbow drops. He's probably rotating a little bit too much to the side for the breath. That's causing some instability in his stroke, and we'll be able to see that a little bit better from the top side view. Here, the left looks pretty good. He's got wrist below elbow, elbow below shoulder. He's really kind of driving that side forward. That looks pretty good. Head position looks good. He could probably bring the chin up just a little bit, but not much. But that would probably help a little bit with the back end. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of some of the stuff that you see right here. We'll see up above, see what it looks like. Actually, we'll go down a little bit further. Okay. Tough with, this is one of the things about the endless pool. You start going past about 115, 100, and the bubbles start kind of getting in the way of the video. Okay, so here we are overhead. Here's probably one of the biggest areas that he could work on would be this right here. So you can see there's a foot, kind of that gap. That's from this rotation on the breath. So it's kind of overwhelming the core and what he can do with the core to keep himself stable in the water. This looks good. And you can see this kind of goes out just a little bit once we get past the entry. So the entry looks pretty good. We're in line with the shoulder, but then he kind of juts out that way. And there we want to really think about trying to get everything to kind of drive straight through from the hip. Everything like just perfectly straightforward. Anything other than perfectly straightforward in swimming is just a complete waste of energy. So that's, it requires an incredible amount of precision to get there. And the way you get there is just from swimming a lot. So that's ultimately where a lot of the efficiency comes from in swimming, is just from building up a lot of efficiency, a lot of precision in the movement. So you can see here, feet coming apart again. So we got that gap. And that's all drag that he's creating, that he doesn't have to be. That's not only just slowing him down, but then also bringing that back end down. But largely, you can see right here, he's doing a really good job of kind of staying inside of that really, let's see if I can get a better, staying right in that lane. Right there, which is what we want to do. You want to have that really, really straight line running right down the middle of your body. Stay compact inside that lane and just drive everything straight forward, trying to create the minimum amount of drag possible. So here, it's a little bit tougher to see kind of what's going on with that right over here from this angle. But that's why you want to film kind of athlete swimming from multiple angles. You can see it a little bit as we slow it down, how the hand kind of goes out right there. Because right here, it's not as pronounced looking right there. Okay, so here's underwater from the front. This looks pretty good. So if we're looking right here, let's see what this angle is. Yeah, we're 110. Definitely want to be kind of that 100, 110 degrees kind of range. You can see that, right in line with the shoulder. This could probably be in, maybe he'd probably get a little bit more leverage on the water if it was in a little bit closer. Then it's tough to see from the right at this angle. It looks like it might be a little bit wide, but we'll go to the other side and we'll check it out. And then you can see kind of where the feet kind of go way outside. So there's a foot right there. And then the other one is somewhere kind of over here. So that's all just drag that he's creating that he doesn't have to. All right, so here we go. Here's the right. Let's see if we bring it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here we go on the right. So you can see we're a little bit wider than we were on the left. Let's see what this angle is. It's 108. There's kind of the shoulder. So he's a little wide. This would probably be a little bit better if it was more in here. There'd definitely be more force that he'd be able to produce just in a little bit closer to his body. And you can see how some of the hands kind of just trail off a little bit, where it doesn't look like he's holding as much water as he could. Okay, so the first drill that we did was we pulled with a pull buoy and then the Aquavolo VB air paddles, and they're the ones that are really buoyant. So that's what the VB is, very buoyant. And it's just a high-density foam, but it's a mid-palm paddle. So typically what it'll do is roll that hand over a little bit sooner to put you into a high elbow catch position. And then hopefully what we do is, we cue it so that, we're pressing down against that paddle when we first get in the water, when the hand first goes in the water. So then we can get into more of that kind of position on the water. Then the hand gets rolled over, and then all of that becomes the pull, instead of just press down, press down, press down, and then eventually get to the pull. So let's see on this side. So you can see the right, you can see that wrist starts to break a little bit sooner. So he's setting up that catch a little bit sooner. Elbow still dropping a little bit. Some of that's tied into the core, though. But you can see, look, he's starting that pull a little bit sooner. Okay? And what we're trying to do more than anything else is just give athletes feel for how it should be. That's the hardest thing to do. Is, give people the feel for, give athletes the feel for how the stroke should be. So then we're going to watch, next is we're going to take the paddles away, and here's kind of the application of it. So you can see he's coming over the top a little bit better. trying to get on that water, particularly with the right. He's starting to try and grab the water a little bit sooner, which is what we want to do. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. And if anyone has any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to answer questions, and I'm happy to do remote analysis on your stroke. So if you're interested in that, reach out. Thanks again.